Hello and welcome to my second ever makeup tutorial. I did this look like 2 years ago and I wanted to recreate it, especially since I got snake bites. And well, it went well-ish. It looks good here, but you'll see down the line how everything unfolded. There's a lot of trial, there's a lot of error, there's a lot of things I could have done differently, but I'm lazy. So here we are, here you are, watching my little tutorial, which I thank you very much. Now let's get started. And poof, there I am. So I asked you guys on Instagram on a poll if you wanted to see the trial and error or just see me how I did it, like cutting the trial and error out. You guys asked for a trial and error, so I'm going to give you that. First you want to do is put those contacts in. Always put your contacts in first, or else you die. Nah, I'm just fucking with you. You won't die, but like, do put them in first if you can, unless it's a big look. For sometimes I do after, but now just put your hair up. Look at that, bare ears, full on. I got cat ears recently. I'm gonna use them in the next tutorial. Look at them. Oh, okay. Sorry. All right. Moisturizer. Moisturize that face. I like to use that brand. Yeah. I'm so sorry. I'm not used to making tutorials at all. I think I should just let this run and see if I can do this one take. Wow, look at that dry face. Or moisturized face, actually. Wow. Alright, we're doing primer. So I sped these up because, you know, who's gonna really watch a whole thing of me putting primer on my face for like 5 minutes? Not you, but I did. So this is where I am pulling out the prosthetic. Got it on Etsy. Love it. This is where I made the mistake. It was not their fault whatsoever. I was trying something new. I tried the spirit gum and remover. I don't know if I like did it wrong or something, but you know what? I was seeing other people do it and I was like, I want to try it because this brand has never let me down. I have let myself down today. You are going to see how. So as you're seeing right now, I'm trying to figure out what side the prosthetic is. That was not the right side. I don't know why I put it that side. It wasn't that side at all. I'm looking at it like back when I was editing and I'm just like, girl, oh my god. So I'm putting the applicator on. It doesn't really work. I even waited for like a minute or two. I think it was like a minute is when it said to like let it dry and then you put it on. I know it doesn't look like it, but it's all sped up. I promise you. So here I am, trying to put it on. And I'm just like, damn, this shit look ugly. It's not sticking. Well, no shit. It's on the wrong side. So, you know, I'm still trying to make it work. You know, maybe I'm thinking, oh, maybe I'm just delusional. So I'm removing it with the remover. And I'm not able to drink now, but that shit smelled like Fireball. I hated it. You're gonna use latex. It's same brand, but like, damn, I love their latex. It just hits different. So you're just gonna put it on the face where you think your prosthetic goes. We're about to hit another trial and error here, where I was so upset when it happened. I just wanted to cry so deeply. I don't know when it shows it, but I'm just gonna say it anyways. The prosthetic breaks as I take it off. I think it broke right there. Yeah, it did. So I take it off and I realized, oh god, it must be on the other side of my face. So here I am moisturizing, using primer all over again. Make sure I get that latex off. Just putting everything back on. I think this is where I actually realized it broke. Yep, that's my reaction. Oh shit, it broke. I guess I've been messing around with it too much. Again, all on me. I thought I was like doing it right. No, they come with instructions, but you know what? Your girl likes to experiment right out the bat. And I did this before. It looked good. I thought I had it in the bag. It turned out good at the end, but you know, This is just me trying to figure out what placement is which, and it took like a whole 20 minutes to figure out. I had to cut off a lot of this part just to figure out where it would be.
Hey, have you seen my pants anywhere? No. Wait. Actually, yes, I do. Here you go. Thank you. Have you told them about the sponsor yet? What sponsor? Are you dead assing me right now? Oh! This video is actually sponsored by my second channel, where it's basically an analog found footage horror series I'm working on. Love if you join me on that. If not, totally fine. I'll link the description in below if you want to check it out. I appreciate y'all. Cool. Thanks. Yeah. I'm gonna get back to work now.
So, this is where I would have trimmed the prosthetic. I didn't, because the scissors I had were dull, and I managed to cut off like a small chunk of it, which you'll see like a little bit later. It's around here somewhere. But the rest of it, God, I'm gonna get better scissors. Just for now, bear with me. I'm lazy. I didn't think my scissors were dull until just then. Things happen, alright? Please be easy on me. So I'm like making sure the edges are all down. Well, at least most of them are. The other parts, ignore. If you see an edge flip up, just pretend you didn't, okay? Great. Awesome. People want to see how I did this, and I'm showing them how I did this. Again, I could have like made it perfectionist, but I'm not a perfectionist. I'm just doing my thing. So we're starting off with foundation. I just spread that all around my face. I usually use a brush and a beauty blender if I'm using a prosthetic, just to even out that blush. Hello? Even out that foundation. Way better, and just for it to get all the corners that I'm not able to get. Which you might see some, but it's gonna be painted anyways, so I'm not too worried about how it looks. If this was for a photo shoot, I would definitely make sure everything looked perfect, but since I'm just doing this at home, not going anywhere, nothing really professional going on, I'm just doing it, winging it, working it. Perfect. Now you're gonna add your concealer. I use the ColourPop concealer. I forgot to show it, but I like ColourPop a lot. I think their products work really well for me. It might not work for everyone, because everyone has different skin types, but for me, ColourPop works perfectly. Next, I'm gonna use the Jumbo NYX eye pencil. I love this thing. It makes the nose contour a little bit more easier for me because I have the spots labeled out. Next, I'm just adding some latex because that end piece was bothering me. Then we're using contour. I use the middle brown contour for myself because it's not too dark, it's not too light, works perfectly. There's my new brush set. I love it. Just love the case of it. And then I'm just adding that on my nose. I'm just dotting it like at the end of the line of where the white ends. And I make sure I dot it so it's not adding too much of the product. Then I add a little bit in the middle to add like a bit of a bridge. And then I blend it out with another brush that I preferably is a clean brush. So it's not the same pencil to where it's getting like darker when you're blending it. Add a little bit of the darker brown, just a tad bit, and then blend it out with the other brush, just like that. I know a lot other people blend differently, like with a sponge or something, but I'm just showing the way I do it. I've had a lot of people at my like first tutorial being like, oh, I do this differently, you're doing it wrong, and I'm just like, I'm just showing how I do it. People want to know. I know some things I do maybe is not like the right way to do it, but I learn from my own ways. I never took classes or anything really. Self-taught, so I don't know, I just figure it out as I go. This is where I'm also using the ColourPop brown eyeshadow. I love this thing. Had it for a while, still use it. I'm gonna get a new one eventually, but I'm just filling the dark brown with my eyebrows just to make them look a bit more bolder. I don't want them too big because I don't like big eyebrows on me personally. And then concealer just on the bottom ends just to make sure it looks decent. Pretty. I don't know what I want to use for it. I'm also making sure I'm blending that out down towards the eye, but not too down towards the eye. But I'm also using a sponge to make sure it's blended out. Next, use your own setting powder. I got a new one recently, so it's not that brand, but that brand discontinued, and I love that brand. It like melted on my face very well, and it lasted up to like 10 hours. But they discontinued it, and I was so sad about it because it works so well for me. But next tutorial, I'll show the new one I got, and I love it even more, honestly. Next, what we're going to focus on is eyes. I'm going to use this brush in particular, more of a smaller brush. Use it on like the medium brown and just powder it onto my eyes. I don't blend it out just yet. Then I take a different brush that has more of a wider brush angle. I don't know how to describe it, but I just blend it out. I just make sure I'm spreading it upwards, downwards, all around. I don't care how messy it looks. It's a horror character, so it's supposed to look messy. Next, I'm using that red eyeshadow ColourPop set, and I'm just powdering it onto my eye where I want the red to enhance the brown a little bit. I like how those two colors blended out, and then I'm blending it out with a different brush. Then with another different brush, I'm adding dark brown at the end of my eyes to give it more of this cool dimension look. It kind of doesn't look there, but I swear in person it looks like it got dimension. Next, I'm using the eye pencil, but black and Jumbo NYX, and just putting it on the outside of my eye and also a little bit on my waterline. And then I'm going to blend that out with a brush. I just mainly go back and forth, not too much upwards or downwards, otherwise it'll look a little messy, which is the point of this cosplay, but for the black, it can get messy fast, and I just like the direction it goes. Wow, look at that. You're almost done. I use hairspray to set my face, even at conventions. I swear by this. It works. Then we're going to use that color palette and also this bruising palette I got both on Amazon. First, we're going to use the first palette and use that white. Just add the markings on the teeth first. If you do it last, I'm not sure if it'll make a difference, but I like using it first, just lighter colors to get it out of the way. That way I know how to like sculpt around it with the red I will be using later on the second palette and also the first palette. So here is where I'm using the dark red on the second palette and just filling inside my mouth, just like at the very inside, not really on the outside, and then I spread it outside onto my face. I don't really spread it till the very end of the prosthetic because the wig will be covering it, and I don't care too much if the wig is going to be covering it. And also the back piece of the prosthetic broke, so it's all I could work with. I just tried blending it in to make sure the mouth looked good. And then I'm using a light red here on the second palette and just filling in that top part. I'm also adding it on the bottom of the teeth as well, so it looks all blended out, looks all nice and good. Great. Perfecto. Look at me go. Wow. Perfect. Not really, but you know what I mean. I could have done it on the last tooth, but I didn't think it would look good because there wasn't any like ripped openings around there, so I just left it. And it worked out in the end. I'm also adding it just around my lips too, so it blends out evenly. We're almost done. Next is the wig cap. Taking off my bare ears. Look at my messy hair. Dear God. But you know what? It's fine. No one cares. Gonna put that wig on. Wig looks snatch. Also the goggles, just to make sure everything fits perfectly. Had to loosen up the goggles, obviously, because it just looks smushed on my head. Look at that! Wow! It looks so good so far! And then I'm just throwing on the hoodie because if I'm adding blood, I don't want to get it on the hoodie. I will put blood on this hoodie afterwards, like eventually, but with this blood, it's just sticky. So I'm just adding a sponge, powdering that all on my face where I think blood splatter looks great. This is how I make blood splatter look realistic. I had a lot of questions about it, and this is how I did it. I'm just adding it everywhere on my face, my neck, just to make sure you get that realistic blood effect going on. And then adding concealer on the outside of my lips just so it ends evenly with the red. It works out pretty in the end, and boom! Look at that! It looks good! Wow! And here are the TikToks I did with it. And yeah, you can hardly notice any of my like imperfections, which is really nice. Thank God. Thank you for joining me on this lovely adventure. Subscribe while you're at it, and I will see you next tutorial.